Hey everyone, right now we're in the afternoon. Today is Friday, and next week school starts back up for me, so I'm gonna become a full-time student. Therefore I'm gonna have to back down on trucking for now. Depending on how my summer goes, not this next summer, depending on how busy I am, I'm gonna come back and do some trucking, but as of right now I'm gonna have to turn down on trucking. But before I leave, I wanted to make this video for such a long time, and that is me showing you guys my truck. So I'm gonna show you guys the in and outs of this truck that I've used for the past 10 months. For me personally, I love it. Hate that I'm gonna have to leave it, but then again, someone else would be taking care of it. So I'm gonna be showing you guys the in and outs, and let's get on to it. Okay, just to give you guys an overview, this is a 2020 Freightliner 122SD triaxle day cab, and it's outfitted with a 2016 Smith Co triaxle side dump trailer. First things first, I'd like to show you guys the power plant, or the engine. Alright, so underneath the hood is a Detroit diesel engine. I'm not sure if it's a DD13, DD15, or DD16. I'm not a mechanic myself, but for those of you guys who are mechanics or just know their truck engines, please let me know what this engine is. It's a Detroit diesel. I'm not sure how many horsepower it racks up, but I know for a fact that it racks up at least 500 horsepower. And I've been very pleased with it. I have no problems with it whatsoever with my time using it. Of course, one of my favorite features about this truck is the really big tires in the front, the steer tires. Now the tire size on this one is 315 80R22.5. So these are really beefed up tires. Had no problems with them whatsoever. I've been very pleased with them. Turning radius, because they're such beefy tires, their turning radius is not that impressive compared to other trucks, but still like good enough to get the job done. Now over here we got a, let's see, 70-gallon tank, and there's also a another fuel tank on the other side. We got my DEF tank right here. And for those of you who don't know what DEF is diesel exhaust fluid, so it helps like the diesel burn cleaner. I'm gonna put the hood down. Latch it on. Alright, so anyway, I got my DEF tank right here, I got my fuel tank here. Right here, I don't know if you guys could see, but there's a welding right here, welding mark, that separates the fuel tank from the hydraulic fluid tank. So pretty much the hydraulic fluid tank, I'm not sure the capacity for it, but so pretty much all the hydraulic fluid in here would go through these hoses and will go through the hydraulic lines into the trailer, and that's how I get to, you know, dump the trailer. Right here it's a triaxle, so just to get the concept out of the way, the axle on the trailer that is lifted up right now is called a tag axle. Tag axle because it's in the very rear, and then this is the pusher axle. Now a lot of people think that the pusher axle does, you know, just pushes the truck, like gives it more power and everything. Well, it's a dummy axle. See, like right here, I can just spin it with my hand. It has no purpose whatsoever. The only purpose it serves is that it just gives me more payload. So that's how I can drive this truck up to, weighing up to anywhere from 91,000 to 94,000 pounds. And the pusher and tag axles help make this truck legal. And accompanied with that, when I'm on the interstate, we have a permit. Let's see right here. So this is the permit that we have to have. We gotta make sure that it's up to date, because if this is expired, then I can't drive this truck on the interstate loaded. Now on the interstate, they allow trucks to weigh up, they only allow trucks that weigh up to 80,000 pounds without the permit. You can go 80,000 pounds on the interstate without the permit, but since this truck can weigh up to 91,000 to 94,000 loaded, then I need that permit in order to drive on the interstate. So I know in other states, there's like overweight laws and everything that they have to follow. Here in Nebraska, your truck can weigh up to 94,000 pounds legal. So anyway, that's the pusher axle, and the button I push to lower the pusher axle is right here. It's underneath the cab itself. Push it down and it goes down. Again, these do not help you push the truck. It doesn't give you more power. I'm gonna lift it back up. When we were empty, normally this truck would be 39,000 pounds, I'd say. Yeah, 39,000 pounds is the weight of this truck when it's empty, and when it's loaded, it can reach up to 94,000. For me, my comfort level, I like to haul 26 tons. A lot of the guys like to haul 20 and a half, or even 27 or 25 and a half. It doesn't really matter. It just depends on your comfort level. For me, I'm comfortable with hauling 26 tons. In the back of the truck right here, we have my scrapers. So if there's ever material stuck in the, this is what we call the barrel, the tub of the, this tub right here on the trailer, this baby, this is what we call the barrel. So anyway, back to the point, if there's ever material stuck on the barrel, all I have to do is just tip it and grab my scraper and scrape whatever is stuck onto the barrel. So yeah, and if I ever do need to switch, right now it's set to dump on the driver's side, and I do have the option to switch it over to the passenger side if I want to. So there are these hinges right here. All I have to do is just pull that pin out, and boom, it goes down. And I just pretty much do it to, there's 4 of them, so I just do it to all 4 if I want to dump it either driver or passenger side. But the default here is, default would be just driver side. That's the most common way we dump, is just driver side dumping. Now for the fifth wheel, this is an adjustable or sliding fifth wheel. I don't really adjust it really. I just leave it like how it is because I'm more comfortable with it. But one of the things I like about this truck is that our trucks, they have these nylon discs, these plastic discs. Before, we would have to grease up the fifth wheel every month or so. We have to grease it up, or we have to grease it up pretty often, I'd say. But with that nylon disc in place, we don't have to worry about greasing the trailer or the kingpin and the fifth wheel. We don't have to worry about that anymore. Of course, I got my landing gears. Don't really, I only have to use these once, but that's because I have to take, one time I had to take this truck to the shop over in Lincoln, the Freightliner dealership, to get something fixed. So they required me to detach the trailer. So I'm not going to show you, but this is the handle right here that releases the locking jaw. The locking jaw is what keeps the keeps the kingpin in the fifth wheel. So I only have to use these once. Other than that, the trailer is just attached to the truck. There's no reason to detach it. And for the tag axles back here, It's just a simple switch right here. So you can see where it says raised or lowered. Right now it's in raised. So if I just lower them, pull that switch, and it just lowers it down to the ground. Again, it serves the same purpose as the pusher axle. Now, everyone here at Gana Truck and Excavating, there's always this unique feature to a truck that makes me distinguish who someone is. For example, over there, that white truck over there, that white side dump, his name is Johnny. How can I tell? There's his truck has a blue, I think it's, I don't know, but it's something blue, that blue container thing. He has it in the back of his truck, so that's how I know. Oh, that's Johnny. And for that truck that's backing up right now, his name is Tony. How do I know? Just look at his drive axles on his truck. You can see that it does not have any hubcaps on it. They're just black, so that's how I know that's Tony. For my truck, how guys would distinguish me from other side dumps, for example, this side dump and my side dump, we have the same truck basically and the same trailer. So how do we know if that truck is really me? Simple. So behind my truck, I put a thin blue line sticker here and a Killing It sticker. So these two stickers right here would tell other drivers, hey, it's me. And let's see, for this I just have an extra sticker, so I just put it on there. Let's see, so yeah, here are the hinges for the passenger side. So again, if I want to dump passenger, all I have to do is just push this in, lock it in, and then unlock the other side, and then you can dump passenger side. Okay, I mean, like, that's pretty much all the unique things about this truck. Oh wait, this fuel tank right here, this is another fuel tank, and this is a 60 gallon fuel tank right here, and a 70 gallon on the other side. So it gives me a total of 130 gallons. All right, everyone, so there it is. Gana Trucking Excavating, Martell, Nebraska, the decal. Again, here at our yard, we are in Roca, but the office is in Martell. And there it is, everyone, 3045, that's my truck number. All right, I think I've shown everything on the outside. Let's head on into the inside. Oh yeah, before we head inside, I also want to show you guys these connections. So the difference is between the side dump and a regular commercial tractor trailer is the connections, really. So as you guys can see here, there's a lot more stuff to it. On a normal truck, on a normal tractor and trailer, our normal tractor trailer, the connections for normal tractor trailer would be this hose right here, this electric line, and another air hose. Just these three basically. And these of course is the air brakes right here. The red and blue are the air brakes or the air lines, and the green right here is the electric line. This line right here is the tarp, so that operates my tarp. These two right here are my hydraulics. So pretty much it takes the hydraulic fluid from the tank to these hoses and into the trailer, and that allows me to dump the trailer. This line right here, I'm not really sure what the intent purpose is, but I'm not sure what that is. Alright guys, we are now inside the truck. I'm gonna turn the truck on because right now it's in the 90s outside, so it's getting really hot. So the key switch is just down here. Before I start the truck, I want to make sure that all the gauges are pretty much at its normal operating range. So I'm going to turn it on. To start the AC. Okay. So in terms of its gauges, it's pretty basic. You guys would, if you see a tractor trailer, you would see that would be decked out in different types of gauges, but this truck right here is very, very basic. Of course, we got my RPMs, my speedometer, the oil gauge, the water temperature gauge. Fuel and DEF is right here. I got my primary and secondary air tank gauges. I also got the gauge that tells me how much air I'm applying to the brakes. Of course, I got my turbo. I got the exhaust gauge, and I'm not sure what this one is exactly, but oh wait, this is the gauge for how much air I'm putting onto the trailer for the brakes on the trailer. For me, I always like to carry. I always like to have a towel in the trucks because it will get dirty in here, and having a towel would just help make it cleaner. Of course, I got my CV up here. It's classic Cobra 29 LTD classic CV radio. I'm very pleased with it. Our CV channel is 21, so I always have it on 21. Of course, we got the steering wheel. Now, going on to the transmission, this is a 13-speed automatic truck. Now, in the trucking world, there's two sides. You're either manual or an automatic. For me, just to get that rumor out there, my first truck I drove was a 2018 Kenworth, and it's a 13-speed manual. It's an Eden Fuller. So for me, I always like the 13 speeds and the 18 speeds. So I've driven manuals before, and here I am driving an automatic. For me, I'm kind of more of a middle ground. I don't really care what I get put in, whether if it's an automatic or manual. But for me, if it has to be a manual, I prefer 13 speeds or higher. So 13 speeds or 18 speeds, I love that transmission. So yeah, this is a 13-speed automatic, but there is a switch right here that allows me to flip it from automatic to manual. So all I have to do is just flip that over, and it's a manual right now. Flip that over, it's an automatic. Now the controls here are just very basic. It's just like your car. So R is for reverse, you got N for neutral, D for drive, and then L for low. And if you ever have to switch it to manual, which for me, the only time I would use manual is if I am loaded and I'm going up like steep hills and whatnot when I'm on the road. I don't know, just having that manual feeling, switching it to manual makes it feel like you're more in control of your truck. Whereas automatic, the computer does everything for you. So flip me up to manual. Now if you want to like upshift and downshift, upshift, you just push it up, pull it up, and it'll upshift. If you want downshift, just push it down. Same. It's pretty self-explanatory. Now, of course, in a car, you would have a P standing for park as your transmission. In a truck, you would have these two knobs. So these two are the parking brakes. This one's for the trailer. This one's for the truck. Pull them both out, and it engages the brakes for both the truck and the trailer. Of course, I got my AC, which is because it's a new truck. It's still freezing. It's still blowing cold air and everything. The mileage on this truck is 62,172. So that is not a lot of miles. It's still a new truck, even though it's pretty much a year old now. We don't accumulate a lot of miles because we are a local company. Now these switches right here, I'm not sure what each and every one of these switches do, but I'll try my best to tell you guys accurate information. If I don't know, I'm just gonna say I don't know. All right. So for the this is obviously the Tarp Switch. So this engages the tarp. So, but what's weird is that if I want to use it, I have to press it down. Press it down, and then it engages the tarp. All right, we'll put it down. So that's the Tarp Switch. Of course, in this truck, no smoking. Of course, I'm not a smoker, so I don't have to worry about that. So that's the Tarp Switch, no smoking. Wipers, so I got my on and off wipers, whether if I want a high or low speed. I got my button for the windshield washer fluid. Of course I got my marker lights and my beacon lights and everything. Cruise control are these two buttons, so if I want to engage the cruise control, all I have to do is press that up and engage the cruise control. As you guys can see here, it says it right here. Now this truck is very unique because as you guys can see, or I don't know if you guys can tell, but the truck shuts down when both of these are engaged. So what I normally do is, since we are like in a very level ground, I'm gonna start the truck and I just push the yellow in. Now it's not recommended. This should not be used for parking, but because we are on a leveled surface and there's not a lot of tension and I don't have a lot of load on, or I don't have any load actually, I just engage this and pretty much the truck will go nowhere. Not recommended, but if I want to keep the truck on, I want to keep it idling, then I would just do that. Again, I was taught this, but I don't recommend it. But just for the sake of this video, I want the AC to run while I'm doing this, so I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so we got my cruise control right here. My engine brake, this is my favorite one right here, the engine brake. Every time I'm loaded, we always drivers would tend to rely on the service brakes. For me, I like to use the jig brake wherever I can use it. So when I am loaded, this truck would be weighing 94,000 pounds down the road, and if I needed to like really slow down the truck, I would just engage the jig brakes. So of course, flipping it up when you engage the high, flipping it all the way down when you engage the low, and then in the middle, just leave it off. I'm not sure what this button does. For those of you who are into trucks and know more about trucks, let me know what this means. I don't really use it, so it doesn't really affect me. This is the dome light, so this just turns on the big light. So in the morning it'll be dark. I always have this on so that way I can do some paperwork and do whatever things. This is the switch that I use to tip the barrel. So before I tip the barrel, I gotta make sure the PTO is engaged. Here's the switch for the PTO, as you can see, in and out PTO. So all I do is press down the brakes and just turn that on. Now in my previous videos you can hear it buzzing, but because I've been using it for so much, it doesn't really do it anymore. So again, right now the PTO is on, and all I have to do is just press the gas down a little bit, give it some raise the RPMs up, and then press that button and it tips the barrel for me. And I shut when I'm done dumping the load, I shut my PTO off, and I always like to press the button 3 times when the PTO is off, just to release the pressure in the hydraulics, so that way it doesn't like burst or doesn't cause any damage. The radio, it's very simple. Nothing too special about the radio. I do have a cord for my phone, so if I ever want to listen to music out of my phone, I can just plug it in and it'll just go through. This is a Bluetooth speaker, but I'm too lazy to sub Bluetooth, so it's whatever. This is the area where I charge my phone. So as you guys can see here, I got the adapter, plugs into the cigarette adapter, or the power outlet. So I just I just leave my phone here, and my phone, it has a pop socket, so I just put it in a cup holder and it stays there. Alright, so that's the PTO of the barrel. That's how that's what I do when I dump my load. These 2 buttons are for the dash. So right here, if I ever want to change the time or change anything, I can use these 2 buttons to help myself navigate through the dash. If I ever do a lot of city work and everything, this truck would create so much soot in the exhaust that it needs to do a regen. So this is what that switch is right here, is a Regen switch. So for those of you guys who don't know what a regen is with the continuous amount of stop and goes, the exhaust would create soot, and the only way to get rid of that soot in the exhaust is to burn it off. So to start the regen process, what you have to do is engage both brakes and just hold this down for about 5 seconds. Once it's 5 seconds, let go, and then the RPM should raise up, and then it should make the engine heat up, I guess. Heat up so that way it burns off all that soot. Of course, I got my engine fan here. I always like to run my engine fan. The only time I would not run my engine fan is during the winter, because this truck would get over 200. If the water temperature goes over 200 degrees, then I'd engage the engine fan, and it creates a lot of dust, yeah. But if there are people around in the yard, for example, like right now it's very dusty, it's a sandstorm, I like to disengage the engine fan so that way people nearby or cars nearby won't get blasted with this huge cloud of dust. Not sure what these two buttons are, but please let me know what they are so that way, you know, I know what they are. Let's see. Okay, so right here, the switch is right here. Of course, I showed you guys my PTO switch. This is the differential locks. So the differential locks, they're basically your four-wheel drive for a truck. But the only difference between a four-wheel drive in a car and the difference between in a truck is that you can engage your four-wheel drive in a car for however long you want. But in a truck, when you engage the differential lock, then you only engage it when you need it. So when you need it, for example, if I ever go into like a muddy or sandy situation, I'd engage that, and it engages all my drive axles. Again, it's like your four-wheel, and when I am done using it, I have to make sure that shuts off. I can't just drive on the road with it on, because it will damage some components, and we don't want that. Alright, so down below is the fifth wheel slide. I always like to keep it locked. I don't really mess with it. I don't need to adjust the fifth wheel at all. I'm very pleased for how it is set, so I don't really mess with that. But yeah, this is the fifth wheel slide. Let's see. Alright, I think one of the last things I like to show you guys is the Zonar system. This is the ELD. This is our ELD. So we do everything on it. We do it from driver logs to getting my daily messages, getting the jobs we want me to be doing for the day, and also do the pre and post trip inspections with this Zonar. So the Zonar is just a simple tablet, and one of the features I love about the Zonar is if you guys would go look around the truck, or for example right here, all around the truck, you would see these orange dots. Now these orange dots are sensors for the Zonar. So for example, when I'm doing my pre-trip, all I have to do is just put this Zonar tablet near the sensor. The tablet will pick it up, and then it'll give me a list of like what to check in that area. For example, if I scan this one, it just it will show me a list of what to check inside the cab. Same thing for my compliances. So all the insurance information, all the permits, registrations. It has one right here. So all I have to do is just get the tablet, put it right here. It'll make a beep noise saying that you got it, and it'll give me a list on like what to check. So I always like to make sure everything is up to date with paperwork, and you'll see it throughout the truck. It shows. You'll see these orange dots all around the trucks. For example, I don't know if you guys can see it, but over by the hydraulic hoses, to the right of the hydraulic hoses is another orange sensor. So scanning that sensor would show me what to check for the connections of the trailer. So that's what I love about the Zonars. Sometimes these would work. I'd say like 90% of the time these would work. But we don't do paper logs here again at Trucking Excavating, so we always try to rely on our zoners as much as we can. Alright, and of course, one of the funny things about this is there's no smoking in this truck, but however, there is a cigarette lighter in here. But hey, I'm not a smoker, so it doesn't matter to me. Up here, we just have our normal cabinets. In here, we just have a lot of papers. And of course, I got my air horn right here. And my city horn over here, of course. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for everything on the truck. Again, this is my last day to work for Gana Trucking and Excavating. It sucks that I'm going to be leaving, but I'm really excited to do bigger and better things. I will definitely miss this truck a lot. That's why I'm making this video, just to keep it as a remembrance. But yeah, guys, 3045, truck 3045. So whoever gets this truck, all I can ask for them is just please take care of it, because it took care of me. Had no accidents with it whatsoever. I got no problems. Oh yeah, and also one of the cool things about this truck is that all these trucks have these customized bumpers. Now, when these trucks came in, they have these stock bumpers, which are made of like some shiny metal or aluminum, I should say. So what they did, what the guys in the shop did, was they took it off and they put in these heavy duty ones. So all these are just made of steel. And if I need to, I got a shackle right here. So that way anyone with a chain can pull me out. But for us, we prefer to get pushed out rather than pulled out, because when you get pulled out, chains would sometimes come ripping off, and sometimes straps would rip off too. So that's why we always like to get pushed instead of pulled. Now if we get pushed, guys in the loader, whether they're in the bulldozer or a wheel loader or a tractor, doesn't matter, they just need to come up here and push against this, and it pushes the whole truck. So this is what we call the stinger. And the stinger is, I'd say, is the most vital part of a side dump truck. One time a fellow driver, he got stuck. He was empty, I was loaded. So pretty much what we did was I went up behind him and we did a stinger to stinger. So I pushed him out, he was empty, so he got out pretty easily. But yeah, we do stinger to stinger sometimes. If there's no wheel load or anything, then stinger is our best option. Then I'll go ahead and do that. All right, guys. Like I said, this is my last day working here. I'm gonna miss this place a whole lot. I just really hope that you guys enjoyed the videos that I posted. I'm sorry it's been a couple months since I've uploaded anything. I was just so busy with life. But yeah, this is the truck in and out. This is the truck I've used. Hopefully you guys liked it.